Hey, what's up? It's Panzergoons here, back with some more World of Warplanes. And as you could see from that intro, I done some rebranding, if I may say so. I got a new video editing software, and I was just playing around with it. I know it's kind of cheesy, but that's kind of what I was going for. Not take it too seriously. But anyway, going back to this video about settings and the UI or user interface. I know, especially for a lot of new players or even people that have been playing, there's a lot of things that the game doesn't really tell you, or you never wouldn't know unless someone specifically tells you. So I just wanted to go through settings to kind of see what I do, and then there's kind of like the easier novice player where you just want to point and shoot, and then there's the more advanced where if you want to really take control of your aircraft, kind of like manual control. So let's go ahead and start that. All right, so I hopped directly into a training room to show you exactly what your plane will do. So in the current settings I have right now, in advanced controls, the rate of roll is 100, the level off is 100, automatic flaps are on, and vertical inversion, because I'm old school I guess, is on. So this is what your plane will behave like. If you just point the mouse to the right, it automatically rolls for you. So this is definitely in the beginners one, how I mentioned, which is totally fine. If you just want to play like this, the aircraft basically does everything for you. You don't need to really mess with everything. And also, if you happen to go upside down, it automatically, I'm not even doing anything, it automatically corrects itself. So you can never really stay upside down. See that? And then when you turn, you notice the flaps on the bottom of the aircraft turn on, and that basically helps you turn a little tighter or slows you down. So I can turn on the flaps, but if you just leave them automatically, it'll do it by itself. So all I'm doing with this aircraft right now is controlling it with the mouse, and if that's what works for you, that's totally fine. Trust me. Sometimes it's frustrating to do manual control because I feel like I'm doing so much, and then someone else is just turning like this, just a simple turn, and they end up beating me. So this is a totally fine way to play. The key thing is, if you go to the right with your mouse, it rolls automatically, and then you can't stay upside down. So now let's go back to those settings, advanced settings, and let's turn those all the way off, more advanced, and also turn off automatic flaps. And this is how I play, or the more advanced players play that want complete control of the aircraft. So if you move the mouse to the right, look what happens. It doesn't roll. So you can just do this to do a flat turn, even though I don't see why you would want to, but you can. The plane doesn't do anything for you. And then if you roll upside down, you stay upside down. So this is for advanced players that really want total control. They want pinpoint of when to stop, when to roll. And then you see if I roll, I have to bank the aircraft. The flaps won't turn on. I have to hit F. Basically, whenever you're doing a tight turn, the flap should be on. Or if you want to slow down. Or if you just want to do a gradual turn, you can just keep your speed, like you can boost like this, and then just keep the boost on. But if you had automatic flaps, it would automatically do it, so you wouldn't be able to control your speed as much. And then also pitch up. If you're just playing in a turn fight like this, you have to keep readjusting your mouse, right, to turn the aircraft. But if you bind your pitch up key, look at that, the plane does it automatically. So in essence, you can turn quicker. And all I'm doing is hitting pitch up, and the plane is doing it automatically. I don't have to move the mouse. If I move the mouse, it's even tighter. I even have pitch down binded. I'm not doing anything but hitting pitch down. So these aren't as useful, but they do come into play. Okay, so we did that, and now let's look at the UI settings. Alright, so here we are back in the training room to see some of the UI settings that I use. And this is just the basic interface here. And I just show my speed and my altitude, and then it can show me the yellow speed and altitude, which means it's above your maximum optimal. So in the BF-109F, the maximum optimal altitude is 2,000. So as long as I'm below 2,000 meters, the plane will perform its best. But as you can see, it's approaching the yellow section, and once it turns yellow, that means I'm in the altitude band where I don't perform its best. So it's not going to go as fast, it's not going to turn as tight, but you can still do pretty well here. But it's just one thing to kind of glance at when you're in the battle. And the same goes for speed. So right now I'm at around 440. If I boost, let me put the boost cooler on. See, it's taking me longer to go faster. And see, I don't even reach my maximum speed. I'm at 580. So you saw how I only hit 580 there because I was in the yellow altitude, right? Oh man, I'm not even paying attention where I'm going. So now I'm in the white altitude. I'm below that, and I'm gonna boost again. And look how much faster I can go. 680, my top speed. So the yellow indicates your speed. You're going too fast to be maneuverable. So if you want to perform your best, you want to stay in the white altitude. You want to stay in the white speed. And when you go up there to the yellow altitude, where you're going really fast, just know that you're not going to be the fastest or be able to turn the tightest. So if I'm in this altitude, maybe I don't want to, take a try to start a turn fight battle, but I can easily dive and get away. So that's what's useful for having that up. But if you go to the settings, general, advanced, you can have the pitch and bank turned on all the time, which would look like this. So you see the pitch, it helps you determine what degree your aircraft is angled. And I believe you only need to be angled around 15 degrees to get full boost speed. And also it's helpful when you have those pilot skills where you need a 45-degree angle to get more bomb damage or faster speeds. You can easily see which angle you're at. So that helps. And then also the bank indicator, you see it follows your wings. That's really only helpful in the sniper view, because when you're following an aircraft, you're trying to shoot, you may kind of lose your orientation of which way your aircraft is pointed. So this way it easily tells you, I'm upside down right now, even though it looks like you're not, but in reality you are. So you can decide how you like that. I don't like to have too much stuff on my screen. So going back to general, advanced, I take these two out. And then for your radar area, I would always put rotate the player. And for bank, show aircraft bank. Those are definitely what you should have. And going back to the battle here, when you hit Alt, you just press it. You don't have to hold it. So that's what that toggle key makes a big difference on. And then it pulls up everything for you, but the biggest thing with the Alt, it tells you all the information about the aircraft. You see, with it off, you don't really get that much. And the last thing I want to show you is when you have an enemy that you can lock onto. So let me find this GA. I came in with just a GA, so I know nothing will be trying to kill me during the match. I never use this for the first year or so playing, but I know a lot of players, you can choose Z or X, and it locks onto the nearest enemy. So you see on the mini-map, the GA has a little square around it. That means I'm locked onto him. And if I want to switch that, I think you could choose X to switch it. Z is to lock on the closest one, or most dangerous. And then when you have the snap to target, you can see them in real time where they are. It's kind of hard to fly like that, but the thing I've seen the best players do is when they meet someone head on. Let's say we were going head on right here, right? You just hit snap to target, and you can see where they're going real quick instead of having to turn around like this, which is what I do, or hitting the back. Hitting the back button. See, it doesn't. He's not in the picture, but when you hit snap to target, you can see him. So that's another thing to look at if you want to get some of the more advanced features going. But that's the general UI settings that I use and my recommendations to get the most out of the flights, but also not to have too much information where it's overloading you. You pass them, it's like, oh, he's on me. Then you can turn, you can react to it, you can see what they're doing in the middle of the flight. So let me just kill him here for good measure. And that will be it for this one. Alright, so in conclusion, I hope I showed you a few things that will help you control your aircraft. How I mentioned at the beginning, if you want the more beginners or just easier settings, when you go to controls, advanced settings, just put these up, automatic flaps, and then the plane pretty much flies itself. All you need to do is use the mouse, point, click, and fire, and you'll be good. And that's definitely a viable way to play the game. You don't need to do all the other stuff. This is, mainly an arcade game. It's supposed to be fun to just fly, shoot stuff down. So that's definitely fine if you want to do that. But also for the people that want to do a little bit more, you want to use the rudder, you want to do pitch up, then you would turn these off, put on automatic flaps, bind the keys to your mouse, and that's where you get more control over your aircraft, as I showed in the training room. And I also wanted to show some stuff in the hangar, and I recorded that, but it was over 10 minutes just talking. So I thought it's going to be too long to include in this video, so I'll just make another one with stuff around the hangar to get by. But that kind of shows you how to control the aircraft, what you should be looking for, and then also with the heads-up display, how much information do you want? Do you want everything shown to you at all times, or just when you push the Alt key? So I think that's a good first step, and I wish someone had made a video like this when I started playing, or someone had told me, because I was flying for a few months, close to a year, without even knowing some of those basic things. So anyway, this will conclude this video for the settings and heads-up display, and I will catch you guys on the next one, when I'll probably talk about more about stuff in the hangar that you can do to improve the game for you. So that's it for this one. Peace.